You're welcome to our class on verb tenses continued. So here we are going to continue our discussion on verb tenses. Now the very first thing we're going to do is using the verbs to be, to have, and to do in sentences. The verb to be, the verb to have, and the verb to do in sentences. How do we use these verbs in sentences? In this exercise, we are going to use specific verbs: is, are, do, does, did, has, have, and will to fill in the gaps in our sentences. So let's see how it goes. Number 1, which text does he reading now? So the correct form of the question should be, which text is he reading now? Which text is he reading now? So the fact that we have learned that it is done now tells us that it should be in the present, and the he is singular. So which text is? Which text is? Okay. Now let's look at number 2. How does Tom get his job? How did Tom get his job? Should be the correct question. How did Tom get his job? So the verb is did. How did Tom get his job? Number 3. Why does you tired today? So the correct form of the question should be, why are you tired? Why are you tired today? So are should be the correct form of the verb in the space space. Okay, let's go to number 4. What does your hobby? The correct form of the question should be, what is your hobby? What is your hobby? What is your hobby? Because we have hobby as singular, then the verb should be in the singular, which is. Number 5. How long does you swim for yesterday? How long does you swim for yesterday? Now, because we have seen yesterday, then the correct form of the question is, how long did you swim for yesterday? How long did you swim for yesterday? So the correct form of the verb is did. How long did you swim for yesterday? Let's look at number 6. When does Tim usually go to bed? Now we can see that Tim is singular, and then because it is singular, we're going to use the singular form of the verb to do. Okay, so when does Tim usually go to bed? So the verb that actually fits in the space is does. Number 7. Why does you study? Sorry, where does you study? So the correct form of the verb should be do. Where do you study? Where do you study? So the verb is do. Number 8. Why does you helping me? The correct form of the question should be, why are you helping me? Why are you helping me? So are is the verb. Number 9. Where does Tim live? Of course, we have seen Tim is singular, so the verb should be in singular. Where does Tim live? Where does Tim live? So does is what fits in there. Number 10. What does your native language? Of course, the correct form of the question is, what is your native language? Okay, is the correct form of the verb. What is your native language? Because we have language as singular, the verb should be in the singular, is. If we have languages, then we have what are the native languages. So we have singular language, then the verb should be in the singular, is. Okay, so having done this, then we go into another thing which we call progressive verb tenses. Progressive verb tenses. Here we have the verbs, we have the past progressive, we have the present progressive, and we have the future progressive. Past, present, and future. For example, the verb fish. If you want to use it with the verb, in the past we have was fishing. The present form of this progressive verb is fishing. Then the future is will be fishing. Verb color. Past progressive was coloring. Present progressive is coloring. Future progressive will be coloring. Write was writing. Is writing will be writing. Ride was riding. Is riding will be riding. Climb was climbing. Is climbing will be climbing. Drink was drinking. Is drinking will be drinking. Look was looking. Is looking will be looking. So we continue with the progressive verb tenses. The verb share. Past progressive was sharing. Present progressive is sharing. Future progressive will be sharing. The verb sleep was sleeping. Is sleeping will be sleeping. Visit was visiting. Is visiting will be visiting. Snore was snoring. Is snoring will be snoring. Make was making. Is making will be making. Bake was baking. Is baking will be baking. Cook. Past progressive was cooking. Present progressive is cooking. Future progressive will be cooking. Now, the last thing we're going to look at is past tense. Past tense of some verbs ending in ed. For example, the verb work. The past tense is worked. Jump, jumped. Talk, talked. Laugh, laughed. Like, liked. Finish, finished. Look, looked. Okay, so let's see again how this simple sentences using verbs ending in ed are used in how verbs that use or that end in ed are used in simple sentences. Verbs ending in ed used in simple sentences. For example, Ted completed the exercise. Ted completed the exercise. Ted completed the exercise. You can see completed here is the verb. The second one, the cat chased the mouse. The cat chased the mouse. The verb is chased. So, thank you for your attention.